Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night from wherever or whenever you are watching. This is the 214 Sports Show, episode 29 for your home for everything DFW sports. I'm Joseph Duffy, but I'm also joined, of course, with my fellow co-hosts, as always, TJ Krylowitz and Courtney Machani. TJ, I'll start with you. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing great, man. 3 days till spring break.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Almost ready.
Some horrible basketball this week, though.
Yeah, been some horrible basketball. Rough one for the Texas Longhorns last night. Rough for the Dallas Mavericks going on.
Texas.
What
I
about
thought you were talking about Texas. I ain't gonna lie.
I wasn't talking about Texas.
You talking about the Mavs? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's been a rough go for the Mavs recently. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But Courtney, how are you doing so far? I know you've been now two straight that you've been back at for the 214 Sports Show.
Of course, man. Last week I had an In-N-Out Cup. This week I got a Wingstop Cup. So, I'm always still for the show.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you eat?
The Pistons win.
The Pistons win.
Yeah, I went all the way to Detroit for this one, man. Had a moment.
He had to treat himself.
I had the guy, this is random, but the guy's giving out like free fries, bro. Like, he's just giving out free fries. Like, just taking them off my receipt. I ain't gonna lie, if I get him caught, I'm sorry, but just giving me free fries. So, yeah.
In trouble. Man. So, as always, weekly tradition, we can start with a quick little game of Purtle. TJ, if you want to fire that up real quick.
Oh, get
Purtle, of course, the famous NBA guessing game where we just have to randomly find a way to get a random NBA player. Hasn't been our luck for the past few weeks, but we'll see how this one goes. Surely it should be better this time around for the gents.
First guess. Let's keep it Tim Hardaway. We all know why. Man, almost as useful as he is. I'm not gonna say that.
We'll get there. We'll
get there.
Power treatment now.
Let's
go East.
Let's go Max Strus. And we also know why.
Max Strus. Oh boy.
Good answer.
Oof.
East and lower than 27.
Okay.
East and 1.
Younger than 27.
Lower than 6'5".
Gotta be a guard. I'm thinking.
Low-key, go Trey. Go Trey. You said Trey before. Go Trey.
Trey Young. I believe. I did say Trey Young before this started. I did not cheat. If this was Trey Young. Damn.
Damn.
Close.
He's number 11 in the East, bro.
So this has, number 11. It's probably Brunson, is it not?
Yeah. Is Brunson?
I'm going to try Brunson. Isn't Brunson 11? He's 6'1". He's probably got 26 now.
Oh, man. Wow.
All right, so who's 11?
Which 10th man is this going to be?
Celtics, Nets, Raptors, or the Sixers. So it could be is Tyrese Maxey? No, Tyrese Maxey's number 0, right?
Nah, 0. What number is maybe like a Derek White's probably older than 27? Is he?
Ooh, I kind of mess with Derek White though. Nah, he's probably taller than 6'1".
Yeah, he's probably taller than 6'1". Yeah,
Drew Holiday's older. Ooh, this is tough. Anyone on Toronto? I mean, we just played them.
Schroeder, I don't know on that team anymore, honestly.
He just got released, but I don't know if they. No, he's not. He's not.
Trey said that?
I was going to say Marquise Noel, but he's not 6'1".
Wow.
Well, cool.
It's very generic.
How am I supposed to guess this? But it looks like me. It looks like me.
Is it Peyton Pritchard?
I thought he was like a single digit. I thought he was a single digit.
Is he?
It could be guess.
I think it's A. He definitely got a ball fade.
Nope.
It was Peyton Pritchard.
Poor dude wants to be free from the Celtics, man. He's looking for.
There was a 10th man on the rotation, Joe.
Of course, he used to be higher in the rotation, but their team is pretty stacked.
I thought he would be special. I ain't gonna lie.
I did too, man. Celtics usually make diamonds out of the ground, but this should be a pretty quick, light episode for the 214 Sports Show. I guess some things to get taken care of later on. But we're going to start with the Dallas Mavericks. Listen, guys, 34-27 on the season now. We thought we were about to, hit the other side of the mountain, about to cruise to our playoff spot. But now the Mavs, after winning 7 straight games, have lost 4 of their last 5, standing at 34-27, 8th in the Western Conference, which would be a play-in position as it is 7 through 10. What are we thinking so far from this team in the past week? I'm seeing some brutal losses for these Dallas Mavs in the past week since we've last discussed them. But what do you think so far? What do you think about the glaring issues or Jason Kidd overall? TJ?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to bring up the box score for these couple matches that we just saw. But I did say that people have to be patient with Jason Kidd, but, man, I'm not patient with him anymore. This is just like outright bad rotations. There's no reason to put Tim Hardaway Jr. out there in the fourth quarter right now. He's not playing good. He's been, just clumsy everywhere, not just on the offense, but also the defense. He's had a lot of defensive lapse of judgments, guarding players, forgetting where they are. And also he's just taking bad shots. And, usually he's pretty good at bad shots, but he's not taking them enough to where he's confident to make them now. He's just like shooting them every now and then, and he's not really that confident anymore. He's going 1 for 8 like every game. He's shooting, I think, 36% in the last month. And I mean, I think there's just times where you got to bench a guy. I know that he's been here for about 5 or 6 years now, probably the longest tenured Mav at this point, other than Dwight Powell. But he's not performing right now. He's not helping the team right now. You got to bench him. Same with, the center rotation right now. The player that he did bench is the player that he shouldn't have benched, and that was Daniel Gafford. I'm sick and tired of us finally getting these bright and amazing centers, DeAndre Jordan, Tyson Chandler, JaVale McGee, even Christian Wood. And, even though we give them like one game and they play bad and we're done with them, we just throw them away. We don't want to keep any of them at all. And it's just, I just don't understand it. I don't think that the small ball is really working for the Mavericks right now, but Jason Kidd, man, he's got that on a leash right now. He's like, I got to keep playing small ball. I don't know why, but that's what he's thinking right now.
About you, Courtney?
Yeah. I pretty much agree with everything TJ said. I mean, I called out Jason Kidd last week. TJ said give him a little bit more time. He's been doing that for about 2 weeks, but it's glad to see him finally on this train because it's absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time, the old adage for most coaches when, they play bad is, they can't go out there and play. They can't go out there and play. I mean, and this team is just shooting poor right now. I don't know why. I don't know where this cold stretch came from, but, I mean, it's just they just shoot themselves out of game for the most part. Obviously, Tim Hardaway might be shooting the whole team out the game, but as a whole, the whole team's just not shooting well. I mean, the Boston game, which is probably the most glaring loss on the other than the Max Strus, which we don't even got to talk about that. But the Boston loss, I think it was 110 to 138. We were only down by 12 going to the fourth. I believe it was like a close game. It was something like 12 or 15 like that. Like we still could easily have kept into that game, but then they just shot themselves out in that fourth quarter. Bad turnovers, bad plays, bad offense. And obviously they have been playing a liquid defense this whole stretch, which they were doing in the 7-game winning streak, which it makes no sense. So this game right here, I don't know if you can ask the question, but the Pacers game, especially for a team that we lost to the end of this losing streak, end the winning streak, and they've been losing too, we have to beat the Pacers. Like, they just have to beat the Pacers. Unless there's a lot more questions and answers for this Mavericks team.
Yeah, since the last episode that we had, we were talking about that loss to the Pacers and how we shouldn't have been really worried about what was to come. And, man, you talk about a lot of stuff that's happened since that episode, saying, let's just relax and pump the brakes. We'll be all right. It's a close loss against a good team, the Pacers, on the road. And, you dropped that one. But since then, of course, the Max Strus heartbreaker. He just was a flamethrower in that entire fourth quarter, took over that game for the Cavaliers. And then I think the most, disappointing loss in this whole stretch wasn't the Celtics one. It was the Sixers one. And, man, I'm talking like you don't have Joel Embiid. We had Tobias Harris, talking about defense, we had Tobias Harris looking like, a generational star a few days ago. And look, he's a great player. I give him credit. He's hung in the league for a while. He's had an above-average career for the majority of his career. But, man, there's just no defense in that game at all. And, of course, we do the same thing over and over again in this fourth quarter. We make it look close, almost similar to the Cowboys. They make it look close, and then he just dropped the loss in he just gave away the loss at the very end. So I expected that loss. It was just not their game. They were shooting their way out like we saw in the Celtics game. But, Daniel Gafford, I was just dumbfounded by how he just hasn't got any minutes. I'm just as frustrated as you, TJ, seeing how we get these young, bright centers, and it's like Jason Kidd just refuses. He has this vendetta against these lengthy centers that can make a difference for the team, and the stats don't lie. He really does make a difference for this Mavs rotation, and I'm not sure why he's so hell-bent on this small ball rotation that does nothing for the team. You're wasting these great 40-point triple-double performances from Luka, and then, a Kyrie performance where he's trying to, will the team back with his veteran leadership. I just don't understand it overall. I usually don't like saying this, but it might be time for Nico to intervene. I don't like front offices, trying to, get in the way of coaching, i.e. the Cowboys. We've seen that our entire lives. But, man, it might be time for our front office to have something to say, because you can't just, be surrendering these losses. There's only so many you can take if you want to be like a legit contender for a playoff spot. You can't just give these games up. So especially for tonight, by the time this episode drops, we're recording this on Tuesday, but they will be playing the Indiana Pacers tonight at 7:30. Halliburton and Matherin had a great performance for the Pacers last time they played them in Indiana, but tonight the game will be in Dallas. This is a must-win for team morale to get back in the right footing. It's at home. We're usually pretty good at home. I mean, I think that was a lot we said right there, but man.
I think the Philadelphia game against Dallas was just like a very good example of a well-coached team and a badly coached team, because obviously the Mavs have the skill. They have the skill. Their team right now, depth-wise, their starting lineup right now, they should be a top team in the West. They have the skill to do that right now, but they're not. They're being held back by something. I don't want to say it's Jason Kidd, all the way, absolutely, but it is part of him. I think that it's just like we don't have that organization. We don't have right now. It just seems like our confidence just like sank as badly as right after the Max Strus shot. But it's just it just looks like it's a badly coached team right now. And Nick Nurse obviously in Philadelphia is always going to have good coaching tactics. He's a great coach. So, I mean, he was able to pull that team together, and I don't think it's chemistry, like waiting for this team to get good together. The Philadelphia 76ers made a lot of moves, too, during the trade deadline. So, I think it was just a badly coached team versus a well-coached team, I want to know how many, assists that Jason Kidd got off centers in his career. Why does he hate him so much?
Listen, as much
how many times did he get blocked by a center in his career? Is that why? He just hates the size. He doesn't like it. Pause.
Wow. Listen, as much as we've given flack to Rick Carlisle in the past, for his coaching malpractice towards the end of his Mavs tenure, one thing he would not do is bench a guy who was hot. And he'd often bench a guy like, say, a young rookie. That's why Dennis Smith kind of fell out of love with him, because his attitude towards a lot of young up-and-coming stars, and you've seen that a little bit with Jason Kidd as well. But if you were a big dude and you were crashing the boards and, you were doing a lot of stuff in the front court that you should be expected to do, he wasn't about to, just have you sit down for, the effort of small ball. I don't think he ever did that really in his tenure, so I'm not sure why Jason Kidd is just, like I said, so hell-bent on not getting Gafford any minutes. We know what he can do. It's not like he's like an uber liability for this Mavs front court. I don't understand what we're missing. Like, what are we missing? I saw that game in the Sixers team. He only played 13 minutes by the time I checked. I don't think he played much in the fourth quarter at all. I just don't understand what was going on. It didn't make any sense to me. Do y'all have anything else to add before we move on to the World Series champion?
I think he just needs to focus on adjusting the team himself and not adjusting to the other team. I think that's a big problem. He just always has to adjust to the team playing small ball. He can't be the enforcer of a game. He can't be the one making the game plan where the other team has to adjust to that game plan. Maybe he does a little bit in that first half, but in those second halves recently, there's been no game plan at all. There's been no adjustments. He just all he does is just adjust to the other team, and it's not working out. He's got to be the enforcer when he's coaching.
So the issue that a lot of coaches have is overcoaching, doing too much. You don't have to do it as much as that. Try and be a small ball, type of enforcer when you really don't have to. You have the guys. You traded for them. Use them. What's the point in benching him? You traded for him. I don't know.
He needs to learn timeout management.
Points and 12 rebounds isn't enough.
I don't know what this man's looking for. Does he want him to shoot threes? Does he want him to do what Tim Hardaway is not doing or something?
He let one guard
he could probably do the same efficiency as Tim Hardaway, honestly.
Gaffer let one guard by on a pick and roll perimeter play.
Get him out of here.
Kid was get him out. Get him the hell out.
Crazy, dude. I don't understand.
We can't have 7-footers on the perimeter.
It might be it for Jason Kidd. I really think this could, if they don't do anything in the playoffs, if they even don't make the playoffs, he's gone. But if they make the playoffs and they don't make it past the second round, he's out of here. I don't think there's much leeway really left for Jason Kidd. We're going to move on to the World Series champion, Texas Rangers. I don't want to invest too much in record. Spring training record necessarily doesn't really matter as much. It's preseason. But I believe the Rangers, as it stands, they were playing the Seattle Mariners. Evan Carter, last I checked, was 2 for 2 on the day. Had a grand slam, 5 RBIs.
And I do want to.
He had another?
2 home runs.
Oh my gosh! But looks like they're losing right now, 9-8, top of the ninth. I guess the bullpen was struggling.
Same script.
Flashbacks.
Mainly Cole Winn, Danny Duffy. Mainly surrender some of the runs, but if they lose it, okay. It is what it is. You're just getting looks at guys in the preseason. But I want to talk about Wyatt Langford. Looks like people were a little bit quick to judge him so far in spring training after the first 3 games that he had played. He wasn't doing so well. Was a lot of ground outs that he produced. But so far, he's been mashing. Had 3 home runs, 2 in 1 day, about 4 days ago. And so far, his spring training stats are 353 batting average, 3 home runs total, 7 ribbies, and over a 1,300 OPS. So I was talking about a few episodes ago how we shouldn't be so quick to push Leody Taveras out of the Rangers lineup so quick and want to push him out of Texas. But seeing these stats, I mean, he's producing well for what he's done so far. I know he can eventually produce for this team later on, but like I asked a few weeks ago, do you think he can make this opening day roster?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be crazy when Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford are going to be battling for Rookie of the Year this year. Oof. I think that's going to be pretty crazy. This team's up and coming, man. Who needs good pitching? Well, I guess we do need a little bit better pitching than we do now. We're losing the game today, 9-8. Seems like the script from August last year.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look like it was our true bullpen guys. I don't think Cole Winn's really going to make this team.
I know, but it's just funny.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But no, I do think he makes it just because I do think that this team needs another spark. I will say this again, Mitch Garver was a huge part of our playoff run last year, and since he's not on the team this year, we're going to need somebody to fill up that DH. I really like Jankowski. I hope that he gets some reps in this year as well. If he's still on the team, I'm pretty sure he's still on the team.
Yeah, he's signed a 1-year deal. He's back.
Okay, good. And then you're going to need those people to play when these people get hurt. I really do like Ezekiel Duran too. I think people need to not forget about Ezekiel Duran. He might have had a drop off last year, but he's somebody that can hit pretty well. But I do think Wyatt Langford makes it. He's going to be battling for Rookie of the Year with Evan Carter. It's going to be crazy.
That's going to be something to behold, man. I mean, we've never been this spoiled so far, at least in the last decade. Of course, we had great success when we were little kids, but seeing this, rise of the youth in the Rangers organization is really something that's just crazy, and I can't believe it's
especially
happening.
After years of mediocre farm systems.
Yeah, very
when
bad
we
play.
were losing 100 game seasons, we would still have the 20th best farm system. feels good to finally see, those high draft picks and all these good drafts just like paying off now.
Mm-hmm. Anything to contribute with, Courtney? You got anything to?
Yeah. I do. So, spring training up on the road, and, I already asked about Wyatt Langford. Me, I'm more of an Evan Carter guy myself, but what I'll say about Wyatt Langford is, it's a stacked outfield. It's a stacked outfield. There's a lot of people out there, man. And I don't know if, he's a highly talented prospect, but, me personally, I'm going to go with the safe choice. So if it was up to me, I'll go Jankowski. Like TJ said. Basically everything TJ said I agree with. I'll go Jankowski for that DH position. There's also some other hitters out there. And we also got, but I think Jankowski is the best person for that spot. And yeah, I think Evan Carter is better, but yeah, that's all we got to say, man.
As it stands,
Don't okay, never mind.
I'd love to move on. But as it stands, JD Martinez, he's still out there in the market. Granted, if we really want, to give Wyatt Langford some more wiggle room, we could sign him, but I can't believe JD hasn't still been signed by a major league team. Granted, he's 36, but he had a really good season last year. I believe hitting 270, over 100 RBIs for the Dodgers. He had 117 hits, 33 homers. I'm not sure why he's still not signed halfway through spring training. But look, Travis Jankowski, you talk about a guy who does his job, puts his head down, goes to work for this team when he's called upon. You saw it in the World Series again, I believe, in Game 5 in Arizona. God, what's so funny? Did I say something? What's his head?
I saw Courtney's screen flickering, bro. He's looking shit up.
First guy in, last guy out. No, I wasn't looking back. Oh, God.
He's the guy I want my daughter to marry, yeah. First guy in, last guy out, yeah. But Travis Jankowski, a true hard worker for this team. So grateful to have him on a one-year deal. Great threat. I wouldn't mind him at DH. I typically want my DHs to have a little bit more power instead of being like a nice little pooch hit kind of guy in Jankowski. But, I wouldn't mind having him start in DH for opening day and then giving more time for Langford. All we do know for certain is that Langford will contribute somewhat in the regular season. Whether it's opening day or not, he will be part of this roster eventually, and I just can't wait to see that. Weird to think that we have two guys who will be competing for the AL Rookie of the Year. Should be a healthy rivalry. Anything else to add before we move on to the Stars content at all? Anything else to add for the World Series champion, Texas Rangers? Nothing.
I don't think so.
Opening day just a few weeks ahead of us. I believe 3 weeks now. We'll be opening against the Chicago Cubs. The new manager for the Cubs is Craig Counsell. Cubs snagged him from the Milwaukee Brewers. David Ross got sent to the door. It's a new era in Chicago for the North Side and the friendly fans that
That's still mediocre.
sit at the friendly confines. Should be a fun season again for this Rangers team. I just can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't flip itself on his head because I love to see this pitching staff thrive. I think this bullpen should be much better. Should be, right? You think so?
I don't know why you're asking me. I don't know.
You'd think so. I'm just saying. I hope after the mediocre season we saw last year from the bullpen that
I don't know if we did enough.
I hope. But we're going to move on to the Dallas Stars. TJ, what do you have for us recently for the North Stars of Dallas?
North Stars? Whoa, man. Whoa.
I got to tip
Whoa.
I give the
Minnesota
nod.
fans will hate you for that. I really, solid outing against Winnipeg. Good victory. That was a little while ago, back on last Thursday. Came back on Saturday, sorry. And had a rough go against San Jose, but was able to prevail in the shootout. Jake Oettinger was great in that shootout. And eventually, I can't remember who got the game-winning goal for Dallas. I'm losing it. I don't know. But it was a good game overall. They were able to get their shots up. Logan Stankoven's still doing really good. Right now, you're looking at the Dallas Stars schedule going forward. They don't really have a lot of room to lose these games, especially in these next upcoming games. This California trip they're going on, where they're playing San Jose again, they're playing the Ducks, and they're playing the Kings. You got to get points out of all these games. I think that Winnipeg's just, they're right up, right on our tail right now, and they have like 4 games less than us. Colorado's, of course, right there as well. You just got to get points in all these games. And really, they don't really have that much of a difficult schedule left. They only have a couple, eye pointers out there. They're going to play Winnipeg again at home. They're going to play Colorado and Denver again. Hopefully they can finally get that win. They play Vancouver, and they have a home game against Edmonton again. Those are the 4 games that the Stars are really going to have to push and try to win those games. So those are the biggest games left of the season. But rest of those games got to keep that opportunity to get those points up whenever we can, because we can't be losing games to like San Jose, which was a very big possibility for a little bit there on Saturday. Just got to keep getting points when we have to, I guess.
Yeah, for the Dallas Stars, who lost 6 of 7 in that brutal stretch in the Northeast. Now they've won 2 straight. They're going to play again against San Jose. Next at 9:30 tonight. Of course, we're recording this on Tuesday, so by the time this is posted at 9 a.m. on Thursday, it will already have happened. But as it stands, the Stars are 37-17, still first in the Central Division. Good luck to the men in green and white for Dallas. So we're going to move on to the Dallas Cowboys finally for our last team of the pod. News broke out that the Cowboys are probably not going to bring back the defensive or the offensive anchor for this line, and Tyron Smith, the left tackle for many years for the Dallas Cowboys, are likely going to move on from him. And also we're hearing that the center for the Dallas Cowboys is likely not going to be re-signed because of asking price, and Tyler Biadasz, being, of course, that CeeDee Lamb is about to get paid. So for the wiggle room, it looks like both those men are going to be dipping. Dak Prescott eventually is going to get paid as well, or should I say Dak Salamanca? He's going to get paid.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dak Salamanca with the new cut and the new lineup. Should be nice to see, but what do y'all think about these anchors for the Dallas Cowboys O-line that are not going to be re-signed? Anything to add?
I mean, when is it going to be time when Zach Barnes says, he's done with this team too? I mean, I know that it's not really Tyron Smith being like, hey, this is, I don't want to re-sign with this team. And, you don't want to pay those big bucks for a guy who's probably not going to pay that much or play that much for you just because of his injury history. But, I mean, it's just like, you're finally seeing these big pillars of the offensive line fall. And, it's just like, is the next one going to be Zach Martin? When's that going to happen? I don't know. It's a little concerning that I feel like every single offseason the Cowboys have been in these last few offseasons, they have to re-sign a lot of people, and they don't have a lot of money to do so.
Yeah. I honestly, I think that, I could go on a whole tangent about this, but, that team's – Jerry Jones is a fraud. I personally think he has money. Because, the Saints is also my favorite team. We've seen the Saints do it countless years. We've seen them make something happen to where they can sign their top name free agent, keep him for a couple years, and make a push at the Super Bowl or at least the playoffs. And for some reason, the Cowboys have really never done that. They always just let people go. We've seen it happen from all the way to Marcus Williams, let people go for no reason and just let them flourish somewhere else. Which is probably I watch Tyrone Smith is going to be healthy again. And he's going to have an all-pro year wherever he goes, and it's going to be like nothing happened. But, first, it's crazy. Jerry Jones said they're going all in. They lost their running back. They might as well put us in the 2-on-4 spot at the running back position, man. They don't got – Rico Dowdle and Deuce Vaughn not ready. Rico Dowdle, come on, man. They lost him.
It's a good story, at least. Yeah.
It's a good story.
They're just not ready yet.
Good for the soul. Good for the soul.
I guess they just want to pay Dak and pay CeeDee, and that's the all-in season. I just don't get it, man. It's something. And the craziest thing is about all this, that's I'm going to say, is they haven't used their franchise tag yet, and they're probably not going to use the franchise tag at all. So, and they've used it forever since, I think, 2017. We all know they franchise tagged. I think they franchise tagged DeMarcus Lawrence once. They did the Dak before they paid him. And I think they did Schultz and Pollard, obviously. So I mean, they've been using their franchise tag. So how you use a franchise tag on Dawson Schultz? And I get it, left tackle is a premier position, which means it's more money. And same with running backs. But how you gonna use your franchise tag on Dalton Schultz, but not use it on Tyron Smith, or Tyron Biadasz at least? I just don't get it. That's all I have to say.
Well, look, CeeDee Lamb is being projected 4 years, $120 million, guaranteed $55 million at the signing.
Some money.
Could have paid him last offseason.
Big bag.
And, typical Cowboys fashion, they're just going to bypass the signing. And then by the time he pops off, then he's going to get paid $1 billion more than what you could have paid him. I expected something like this to happen. You can't keep your guys forever, but it just sucks for Tyron Smith's sake to not have him more successful, being that he's been at one point, part of one of the most dominant lines in the NFL, and he really never got to reap the success of it in the playoffs. And so it will really suck to see him not be there, the left tackle spot or any tackle position for us recently, because he has just been an anchor for this team all along, a quiet, gentle giant for this Dallas Cowboys team, an unspoken leader that does not get, in my opinion, as much credit recently.
Oh,
They came back?
Come back, Lion.
It was 8-9. It was 8-9 last I saw. It's 8-9 last I saw.
Come back. We're still good in Seattle. Seattle's poverty. Let's go.
Hey man, let that be a warning, Seattle. Just a hint that's a hint what's coming this season.
Let that be a warning, Seattle.
Y'all thinking that you're about to come and win second place in the AL West, about to get a wild card spot over us? No. Nope. Why I oughta know. But come on, man. They gotta stop with that Seattle projection. It's getting out of hand.
Real quick. I know we're just bouncing off of teams right now. Pause. But Dallas Stars, I forgot to mention Ryan Tanev, okay? Ryan Tanev, man. We won't talk about him because he got traded
That's an acquisition.
I think he got traded on Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
But we recorded last week. Just want to say Ryan Tanev, Miro Heiskanen, we're not going to name Ryan Suter, but Thomas Harley. Those three defensive men are clear defensive men for the playoffs right now, and that is huge. They got the help. I can't believe that they actually went out and snagged one of the best defensive men on the trade market, because I don't think they're going to do that. They've been, Jim No's been proven to make those moves every now and then, but I just wasn't expecting it that quickly. They went out and got him. They didn't wait for the deadline either. They just went out and got him. I respect it a lot, and they barely had to give up anything. I respect it a lot.
Hey, listen.
TJ, can you compare a team to NBA to the Calgary Flames? I just want to know how sorry the Calgary Flames are.
Oh, the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
Low key, oh man, I'm gonna call them because I believe, man, this might make me seem like a really big casual, but I think Calgary is from Atlanta. I think they're the Atlanta Thrashers. If not, it was the Winnipeg Jets. It was Calgary.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they're a lot like the Hawks. I think. They're pretty
the epitome of mid.
Okay.
Epitome of mid.
Yeah, they're basically the epitome of mid. Yeah.
Every time I see that Hawks stat, bro, about how they're 500 for the past 40 years.
So crazy,
time.
man.
That's
Atlanta.
So good.
Well, TJ got a prediction right for a potential trade acquisition. Courtney got one a few weeks ago with PJ coming to the Dallas Mavericks. What's left for me now? What can I predict? I don't know what to get right. I mean,
you make a prediction for the Rangers right now.
I mean, that's so far ahead. I got to predict something in July.
Well, what are we going to get?
Cowboys?
The Cowboys are going to lose in the wild card again. There you go. That's a good prediction. That's a good one.
That's a safe one. Might shake my head, man. Tears.
Shake my head.
But that'll wrap it up for episode 29 of the 2-4 Sports Show. As always, we post this on Thursdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube and Spotify. Again, that's Thursdays on YouTube and Spotify at 9 a.m. You can follow on our accounts at 214 Sports Show. We post reels all over Twitter, now X. We also post them on TikTok and also IG, also under the same at 214 Sports Show. TJ, you want to give your quick little personal info real quick?
Of course. My Instagram is tj.kurlowitz. My Twitter /X is tj_Kurlowitz. I'll be posting a lot from the Texas A&M baseball game tonight. Y'all should go follow. I just realized that this won't be published before that game, but y'all should go follow.
Yeah, for real.
Of course.
Y'all should go follow.
Courtney, what about you? You want to post your socials real quick?
My personal information or my socials?
Your social security. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Yes, your personal information.
Oh yeah. So 6. Oh no. Yeah, but my Twitter. But now you can do Instagram. But my Instagram is clivesdalife. By the way, I watched the clip of when I wasn't here and you say my socials. I'm on to you. Next time I just know I'm on to you and I know your location. Just know.
Oh man.
The court maniacs don't play. You know. The court maniacs don't play. But you know,
you got a Swifty Nation.
Lives a life. Yeah, I got Swifty Nation.
Better stay on business.
Pretty much. But stay on business.
Oh,
their leader.
They can't show up when I win on Crossfire on Wednesday.
The black SUVs better pull up.
They better pull up. I'm getting my win regardless. So TJ, I just want to let you know. You know, it's not personal when my Swifties come for
I
you.
honestly don't even want to win.
Strictly business.
Strictly business. Next week, bro.
Wow.
But you know,
Wow.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
My Instagram. clivesdalife, CLIVESDALIVE, and then my Twitter is C_Machani.
Yep, and for me, you can follow me on Instagram and X at Joseph_Duffy99. Again, Instagram and Twitter I'm on. I post more on Twitter, really, at Joseph_Duffy99. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, you can follow us at 214 Sports Show on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, and X. I will post at 9 a.m. the whole shebang-a-bang and some reels to follow. But we are going to get out of here. Shebang-a-bang. TJ Krulowitz, Courtney Machani. My name is Joseph Duffy. This is the 214 Sports Show. Your home for everything DFW Sports. Thank you for watching and or listening. Goodbye.